guys, it's Reeno and welcome to the long-awaited Q&A video. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. I got quite a lot. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get to it. Rodney Fisher asks, when are you going to do your direct access for your full A licence? Well, the thing is, I can't take it yet because I'm not old enough, because you need to be 24, and I'm not 24 yet. So that's why I did my A2, because I was too impatient to wait. And I thought that I probably wouldn't need anything more. I mean, years to come I might change my mind, but probably about 2 years is the earliest, because if you hold an A2 licence for 2 years, then you can move straight up to doing the full A licence. Obi Jim Kenobi asks, if you could slap a famous person in the face with a large cold haddock, what? Who would it be? And someone else commented, Keith Lemon. I don't know. I don't know who I'd want to slap in the face with a giant fish. I think I did have an answer to this because I thought, oh, it'd be hilarious, but I can't remember who it was. Biker's Quest asks, so since you're learning Japanese, have you or do you watch / read any anime / manga? I have watched a few animes and read some mangas, but I don't like fan service type anime. I'm not really into anything that's trying to be too sexualized or stuff, because to me it just puts me off. So something that's more what I would say normal-ish I quite like, but I haven't watched anything in ages. I was watching a few like about a year or two ago, but I haven't really watched any in ages. Manga, I don't really read that much. I did read one that I enjoyed, which was like a space one. I can't remember what that was called, but that was good. So in short, yes and no. I've watched a few, I've read a few, but I'm not majorly into it that much. Sick Pride, spelt with a 3, not an E, says, what is it that you like the most about riding? Oh, man, there's just so many things. It's just, I remember someone telling me that you don't get it until you get on a bike, and that's 100% true. Like, I got on a bike, did my CBT, it wasn't until I got off the bike and then got back on the bike that I realised I really like this. It's just so freeing. You can just go out, you can ride. I mean, I've driven a car before as well. It's just not the same, because you've got all the elements like coming towards you, like you feel everything more. So I guess that makes it more personal. And it's just a sense of adventure. I think all bikers like adventures, and that's what you can have on a bike, adventures. You can go wherever. You can have like on-road, off-road bikes and do whatever you like. It's just so fun. I love it. David Knight asks in capital letters, Reeno, what part of Britain do you live and what do you work as? I can't really answer those, but I can say that I do live in the south of England, so I live in Hampshire. The closest city to me is Portsmouth, which is actually an island, which for some reason I go to and from Portsmouth a lot, right? And it only took me like a few years ago to realise that Portsmouth was an island. Because when I was younger, whenever I went on to Portsmouth, the way that we used to drive, you can't see the sea, so it doesn't look like you're on a massive bridge. I don't know, maybe I was stupid. But yeah, it's actually called Portsea Island, and Portsmouth is a city. I can't tell you what I work as, but it's just a part-time job that I got when I was in uni, and I'm still in the same part-time job, and it's alright. I actually enjoy it, but it would be nice to either have a few more hours or maybe earn a little bit more money. Cherry Blossoms asks, congratulations! What is your favourite music growing up teen years? Okay, when I was younger, I was into all the music that everyone else was into, and it was always whatever was on the charts was what I was listening to, because I had a few favourites, but I never really actively listened to certain people, although there is a band that I do actively listen to now, and I have done for a long time, which someone else asked me, so I'll answer that later. When I was a teen, oh man, I can't remember, but it's weird because my younger sister is now listening to the same sort of music, and I'm just like, this is too weird. Kindred Spirit says, what is your favourite breakfast? I always have cereal for breakfast. For some reason I don't like having toast for breakfast because it's too crumbly, and I feel like, this is weird and everyone calls me weird for this, but I feel like, you know when you have like your eyes are all crusty in the morning? Usually I get up, I eat breakfast first, then I get ready. And I feel like your eyes are crumbly, and then the toast is crumbly, and then everything's just too crumbly. I don't like it. But now I don't mind toast. But yeah, I usually just eat cereal, and at the moment I'm eating like a really cheaper version of those like Crave things, you know, those little chocolate pillow type things. They're really good. Nesquik was one of my favourites for ages, but yeah, cereal's pretty much what I eat for breakfast all the time. Bimble asks, congratulations on 1k subscribers. Woohoo! What do you prefer, spotted dick or plums? Now, I did read this question early and I was just like, what a weird question to ask. They're two completely separate things. Like, one's a fruit, one's a mash of random things. And I was just like, wait, is this an innuendo? And I think it is. But my answer to that, without being an innuendo, is plums, because I like fruit, I like plums. I don't really like spotted dick that much. Sean95 Moto asks, great job Reeno, and congratulations on the 1,000 subs. Thank you. My question would be, if you could have 3 bikes, what would they be? Ooh. I am recently really liking little cafe racers, like the really old style motorcycles and little cafe racers. So I'd love to have something like that. I would love to actually have some kind of off-roading type bike. Unfortunately, I can't fit on any of them. I have actually sat on a Supermoto that was a 125, but I just didn't even fit on that, and it was a 125. Usually they're quite small. Some kind of bike that I could mess around on, and some kind of fast bike. I don't really know what. A Garden Shed Vlogs asks, congratulations for the Q&A. If you could ride with one motovlogger that you haven't ridden with before, who would it be and why? Oh, I don't know. There are people that I would like to meet, but I don't know if I'd want to ride with them. It's sort of different, isn't it? I don't know. It's a hard question. I don't think I could pick. Spectre223 asks, who was the first motovlogger you watched and what made you start yourself? He actually asked more than one question, but I'll do one at a time. It's a tough one because I first discovered motovlogging because before I decided to ride motorcycles, I wanted to look into it a little bit more. I did loads of researched loads of bikes, I just wanted to know what it would be like on a bike, what it felt like to ride a bike, and what sort of visions you sort of see whilst riding. So I searched on YouTube something like, what does it feel like to ride a motorcycle or whatever, and that's how I ended up finding motovlogging, because someone made a video. When I actually then got my bike, I then sort of got into motovlogging and then watched motovloggers properly. So then I subscribed to some people that I'd already watched a little bit before. There were loads of people I subscribed to in the early days. I'm not watching as many people as I was before. I used to watch Adrian Nickelodeon and Leadpin, and I swear there was another Australian motovlogger, but I can't remember who it is. I don't know who the first person I ever watched was, but I think the first motovlogger I remember watching is Spicy110, and then Baron Von Grumble. Yeah, so basically motovloggers got me into motovlogging. Yeah, starting motovlogging, I've always wanted to sort of do YouTubey things and vlogging, but I never really got round to it until obviously I discovered motovlogging, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, I can do this. And then I just decided to start it and get on with it, and it's fun, I do enjoy it, I really love it, and the response that I get from you guys when I'm at my videos is really cool, especially when I go out and make like proper videos of stuff. Like I take this camera that I'm using to film me on, to just film random stuff, because I just love filming things. And vlogging like this to me is so natural because I've done it for so long, sort of, not on YouTube, but stuff like I always used to make little holiday videos, and I'd always be vlogging like, oh, this is where we are, this is what we're doing today, blah blah, and then film everything, make a little video for the family. Now you have your A2, money, now object, what bike would you like? I'm really liking the new Honda CBR 500. I really want to sit on one, I really want to see what it's like, because I rode the Honda CB 500F for my A2, and I really enjoyed that bike. Well, I liked it and didn't like it. I didn't really like the looks that much. I got on with it and I liked it after that because it's such an easy-ish bike to ride. It's good. I can't really judge too much or say too much because I've not ridden that many bigger bikes. I've only ridden 2. But the CBR 500 looks so much like it in like build wise, apart from the fairings, forget about that, but like the seat positioning, the pegs, like, and the handlebars and all that stuff look roughly the same, but they look a little bit lowerish down, whereas the CB500 I felt was a bit too high up for me. If the bars were a little bit lower, I probably would have felt a little bit more comfortable. So I just want to sit on it and see what it's like. But I do also like the Ninja 300, and I'm really liking that new GSX-R 250. But yeah, probably maybe one of those bikes. I really want to try that one. That was Spectre's other question, by the way. Yeah, so Simon Loot. There's little 2 dots under the U, so I'm imagining it's Loot. Says, congratulations, I'm quite happy to be one of those 1,000. For the Q&A, is 2017 the year for you to get a bigger bike, and what would that be eventually? Hopefully, yes. I've got some money saved at the moment. When I sell my bike, because I will have to sell my bike because I can't afford 2 bikes, then I'll have a little bit more money, and I'll have about half of what it costs to buy a bigger bike. I think I'm going to need at least like 3,000 something, because a lot of them are around that price second hand, most of them, if they're newer ones. Some older ones are a little bit cheaper, but I don't really know if I want those, because I feel like if I'm going to buy a new bike, it needs to be something that I'm going to want to keep for ages. Like, I love my bike and I would love to keep it for ages, but if I had something a little bit bigger, it would be safer on the motorways, it would be easier to go longer distances and stuff, which is why I want to upgrade to a bigger bike. Otherwise I'll just stick with mine, because mine's perfect for in the city and literally just going short places. So hopefully next year I will be able to buy a bigger bike. We shall see. What would it be? I don't know. I still need to go have a sit on a load of bikes and see what comes up. Chegs on 2 Wheels says, I'm just an old git with a perverse talent for hunting young women, loads of winky faces, so can I have your number? If that's a no, can you please tell me what would be your own choice of bike, ignoring all that license malarkey, if you had no limit on cost, capacity, license restriction, etc.? Ooh, any bike in the world. Ooh, I don't know. See, my problem is that I don't fit on a lot of bikes. I'm quite short. I really like the GSX-Rs. I really like a lot of sports bikes, actually. I don't know. It's tough. I haven't thought about it that much, really, so I can't really say. DGR asks, any advice for a new motovlogger? Why do you ride? If you're new to motovlogging or you want to start motovlogging, it would be better if you've been riding for a longer time, at least 1 year, maybe even at least 2, because I'm a better rider now than I was before, and I'm actually a much better rider now that I've redone my CBT and done my tests as well. I just say that because when you're riding, you need to concentrate on everything that's happening in front of you, around you, behind you, literally everywhere. You need to know what you're doing, and you also need to be aware of what others are doing, because most of the time people can't see you. So if you can ride safely and you can also not be too distracted by talking and thinking about things to talk about, then I would say go for it. If you're starting out, I don't think it matters too much about your camera quality. Sound for me is always important because I love sound. Yeah, I used this, a Drift Ghost S, no, not an S, just a Drift Ghost HD, because they refurbished it, so I decided to buy it, because it was slightly better quality than the Stealth, but not as expensive as the S. And it is a very good camera, it's quite good. Even in the dark, it's not too bad as well. But there are a lot of other cameras that you can get. There is like a company that do cheaper cameras. I've asked them if I can do a review for them, to see how that goes. But yeah, basically make sure you can do 2 things at once, really. I think if you've got a more likeable personality, people will probably like you more and watch you more, because some people I know that I watch because of their personality, and some people I watch because their videos are interesting, and it's all different for everyone. If you're only going to do it just because you want to try and get loads of subscribers, you want to try and get famous, then I don't know if there's much point. Don't get too stressed out about how many subs you get, whatever. I'm just doing this because it's fun. I enjoy it. I love making videos. I love sharing videos that I make. I'm so happy that I've got 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe it still. It's mad. I would say, yeah, my advice would be to just, if you want to do it and you enjoy it, go for it and see what happens. But yeah, always please be safe. Also, actually, a tip for new motovloggers: try to make your videos short to start off with, so that you can get to the point quicker and you learn how to do that quicker. Some stuff that you might think is fun in the video might not be fun to everyone else, so sometimes just don't be afraid to cut stuff out if you think it doesn't need to be there. Does it help anyone? Do people need to know about this? Whatever, then leave it out. But yeah, just talk about something that you're interested in, because then if you're passionate about it, your passion is going to come through into your video. And some people might not be passionate about the same thing you are, but sometimes it makes it easy to talk about it. Like if I have a video, I'm just trying to make a random one, sometimes it doesn't really work out. If I'm talking about something like a specific subject, I find I talk better and it's easier to go on about stuff. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'm still a newish person to like editing myself and motovlogging, so don't 100% take my word for it, but that's sort of my advice. Doomrider Dan asked, top 5 albums you're listening to now. I'm not really listening to any albums at the moment, apart from that one musician I was talking about earlier that I actually actively listen to their songs, get excited when they have new songs that come out, and listen to almost all their albums, which is Radical Face. Not a lot of people probably know them. I found them from one of their songs that was on a Nikon advert. I really liked it, searched it, found it, liked the song. Listened to more of the music, loved it. Listened to like 2 of their albums, loved it. Then they brought out a new album and I was like, oh my god, hype. I remember they did an EP, which was better, almost, than one of their other albums. Then they brought out a brand new album like last year, which was great, I loved it. And a new EP, like, because they had 3 EPs in total now, no, 4 in total now, and the 4th one, oh, it's really good, I love it. So at the moment I'm listening to their latest EP, which only has 2 songs on it, which is called The Bastards, because they were the little songs that he couldn't put in his album, so he decided to put them in an EP. And the songs are Servants and Kings, and the other one is Small Hands. I like them. I like that kind of music. I love his music. I think it's very interesting. A lot of his songs in his albums tell a story and go along like certain paths, and if you go on his website, he like has now made a map which tells you what songs connect to what other song to make some storyline for those people. It's quite interesting. A new person that I really enjoy listening to now, which I think I spoke about in one of my Japanese vlogs, Sigur Rós. I can't say his name properly, he's Icelandic. But I really like his music now. And yeah, I'm listening to one of his albums called Valtteri, I think is what the album's called. Yeah, there are a lot of songs on there that I actually like. One of my favourites is Eki Mook and Rememnor something. I can't really say it. I don't speak Icelandic, but I really like his music. It's very interesting. So yeah, I'm listening to Radical Face because I love them. Sigur Rós, he's a new person that I've recently discovered then that I like. I've been listening to a few random songs by a few random artists, like a few Lana Del Rey songs I've been listening to recently again because she's got such an amazing voice. Oh, and Florence the Machine, love her. She's awesome. Her voice, so great. Literally, these people, their voices, I love them. Lboy667 says, congratulations on 1K. Thanks. With a smiley face too. Question, you picked a bike yet? No. Nope, I still haven't got one yet, but the CBR 500R is what I'm interested in at the moment. 78 Dragon says, heated grips, are they worth it? Love your videos, good stuff. Yes, they are worth it. The ones that I've got are worth it. Like, I've got the same thing that another vlogger called Pinky has, which is called Reeno. Basically, it means that I can lose circulation in my hands and my fingers very easily, very quickly if they get a little bit cold. Even if I'm not cold, even if my hands don't feel cold, they will go completely white and numb. Like one of them or two of them, a few of them will do that. Or I'll get like bright fluorescent orange patches on my hands where they're just losing blood, and I don't know what's going on. So yeah, they have helped a lot in the winter, especially like if I have them on high, the high setting is really high. I've got Oxford heated grips. They were a nightmare to put on because for some reason they were supposed to fit perfectly on my handlebars, but my handlebars were 1 millimeter too wide in diameter. So we had to literally shave them down a little bit so that they would fit on and like sort of amend them so it worked. It did work and they were really hard to get on, so they're going to be a nightmare to get off. But yeah, in the cold they're really good. Like my hands don't get freezing, I don't get like white fingers anymore. Even if it's not that cold and I put them on low, it's really good, and the difference it makes is amazing. I feel like when they're on the high setting, my hands are warm, then I feel warm as well, so I feel a little bit warmer. It's great, I love it, they're really good, definitely worth it. I 100% recommend heat grips, especially if you get blood loss in your fingers. Sankakumoto says, congrats, with a Z. And what was your most embarrassing moment on your bike or in relation to your bike? Oh my god, I actually have a hilarious story. The funniest time I ever came off was I went to park my bike on grass, and I've been doing it for a long time. I've been like, oh yeah, at the place, okay, park on this little grass patch, everything's fine. But it had been raining the night before, so the grass and the mud was really wet and slippery, and I forgot about it for some reason. So I parked on the mud as normal, then for some reason I hit a stone or something, which made me do this, a little bit like, oh. So the throttle went on. Because the throttle went on, the bike shot forward, but because the ground was wet and slippery, it just went boof, straight into the ground. I fell straight over. So I ended up on the ground. My bike was on me, and I was just like, I nearly like yanked my leg out from underneath it, and I was like, no, because my foot was twisted weird. So like, get twisted back, then get out. Got up, tried to get the bike up, but because it had fallen on its right, I thought, yeah, I'll put the side stand down, so when I lift it up, I can just put it down. And that didn't work, because then when I tried to put it down, it was just sinking into the mud that side, and I nearly dropped it on the other side. I had to run round somehow and then get it, put it near this like little cobble path so that the side stand could wait there. My like peg and my lever were covered in mud because they literally sunk right into the mud. If I had witnessed that, I would have laughed. It was so funny. Also, I dropped my bike going backwards down a hill. That was because I had parked in this car park that was on a sort of a steepish hill, and I decided to come out of my space like this and go down the hill backwards, and then I lost my footing, tripped and dropped the bike like 2 minutes before my appointment because I went to see the dentist. Theo Kretschmar Schulorf, or Theo for short, because I know he knows who I am, so it's fine. He said, who would you like to do a dual vlog with and why? Also, what do you like about the Portsmouth Crow? Let's see, who would I like to do a dual vlog with and why? I think there are a few people I'd like to do a dual vlog with. It looks fun, it looks very fun to dual vlog. I don't really know, there's loads of people that I think I'd like to dual vlog with, but depends, I don't know. If I know them personally or almost personally, if I've met them before, then I feel like I'd rather dual vlog with those people than people that I don't know, like random subscribers or random YouTubers that I've never met before, depending on who they are. So I don't know. What do you like about the Portsmouth Crow? I think his dedication for this amount of time as pretending, well not pretending, being a crow, and I still can't get over when he sent a crow to Loomies for one of the sausage fests. That was so funny. I couldn't believe that. I was mad. The dedication of being a crow for that long. Or I should say, I like the fact that he can somehow type and use the internet being a crow. Like, it must take him ages to type things, like, or does he use his feet? Do you use your feet? Do you use your beak? Or your wings? They would be hard to type though, wouldn't they? Yes, so then Arabian Rider said, how long have you been riding CBT and licence, and what bikes have you got? I only have one bike, which is a Honda CBF 125, love it. And I have been riding for 2 years and 3 months, I think, about that time. David Hughes says, if you're planning on a road trip anywhere in the world, where would you go and who would you choose as a companion? Oh, that's a good question. I know someone who did a road trip around Australia. I think that would be really interesting to do. Or I think maybe somewhere that's got nice roads, that is quite a cool place to go. I think Germany, where Phil and Reeno have gone, looks, well, the Alps that they were riding in looks really cool. I'd like to do a little road trip there. Or, maybe Africa would be interesting. But I don't know if that would work on a bike, maybe in a car, I don't know. There's loads of places I want to travel and visit, and whether it's a road trip or not. I mean, even a road trip in the UK would be awesome. I do want to go and see the Peak District and the Lake District. They look really nice. Somewhere more up north, because I haven't visited there much, really. Or if I had to go down south, I would love to go to Devon, one of my favourite places. And I would like to go to Cornwall because I've never been. That would be interesting. Even just a bike trip on the Isle of Wight would be really cool, because I love the Isle of Wight, and I don't know if it's really great for 125s, but the countryside views, anything with countryside views or mountainy views, or just like vast views of things, or places that would be interesting to visit, I would like to do a road trip. My companion, probably just friends, people I know personally, anyone that I know who rides. That would be really fun. Or if not, I'll just go by myself and be a loner, but I don't really care, it'll be fun. Two Wheeled Cruiser asks, how long have you been riding for, and do you have family members that may have got you into biking? Yes and no. I've been riding for about 2 years, well, just over 2 years, like I said before. My mum used to ride when she was younger, which is why she didn't stop me getting a bike, because she said, well, I rode a little bit when I was younger, so I can't really tell you no, just make sure you're safe and wear all the gear, whatever, so I do. My uncles also ride, so maybe that's why I liked bikes, but I never imagined myself having a bike when I was younger, because I thought they were cool, I liked them, but I never thought I'd ever own one, so they were a bit too scary and whatever, but now I love it. I'm so glad I got into it. And actually what got me into biking was I was getting so frustrated about getting the bus to uni. I was like, oh, maybe I should get myself my own transport. I was going to get a car, I was doing driving lessons, but it worked out that if I got a car, I wouldn't be able to have it till I finished uni. I was like, well, there's no point. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just get a scooter, because I never wanted a scooter. I thought, oh, maybe I'll just get one anyway. And then my ex told me that it would be safer for me to get a 125, and I was like, oh, a little bit nervous about it, but we'll see. And that's when I did all my research on bikes, 125s, researched brands of bikes, all these things, watched loads of videos, watched loads of motovlogs on bikes, watched like 100 million crash videos, so I knew what I was getting myself into. Went and booked and did my CBT, loved it, and that's how I knew that, yeah, I wanted to ride. John Rooney says, congrats on 1000. Do you have any hidden talents, or if money was no option, what bike out of all of history would you have? I do have some hidden talents. I do have a few little quirky things that I don't show off that often because they're a little bit, one of them's a little bit embarrassing, but I guess they would class as like a hidden talent, which is the more abnormal one is that I can move both of my eyebrows together and individually. So like I can move them up both, down, in the middle, but I can do one, or I can do this one, or I can do like one, down, up. It's like that whole like Cadbury's advert with the eyebrow dance. I could do that with a lot of practice. So yeah, like that's probably about the most range I get. In a corner, middle, both of them go up at the same time. I can do both at the middles, or I can squinch them in and do like, yeah. I don't show that often because it's a little bit embarrassing and a little bit not that confident about it. Second one is I can write backwards with my left hand, which I will show you guys. I have a whiteboard that does have a list of stuff on it, which I might take off. I found this out because when I try and write with my left hand, if I'm trying to write normally, it feels so forced and I can't do it. So I was like, oh, just relax my hand and let it do it. And when I did, it went backwards. Because I feel like whatever I do with this hand feels like it's doing the same motion, which it is, but it's mirrored because the other side. So then, therefore, I write backwards. So I don't know how I'm going to show you guys this. Okay, so this is my right hand. Hello, my name is Reeno. And my left hand, hello, my name is Reeno. So when I show it to you guys, because it's mirrored, you should be able to read it. Oh man. Go it this way. There we go. And then left hand. So that looks like gibberish, which I have messed up the E a little bit in the hello, but that's okay. It's not the neatest, but it works. What bike could you have out of all of history? Probably like one of the really old ones that look really cool. Mark Liddell asks what got you into doing vlogging. Motovloggers. TT asks, congratulations, watched all your videos from the beginning. Thank you. Glad you've been here this whole time. How many languages do you speak? 2. I speak English and I speak a bit of Japanese. Marmite said, do you play any video games, and if so, will you make a gaming channel? Congrats on 1,000 subs, by the way. I'm so outdated when it comes to games. Honestly, like, my era of games is like PS1, PS2, and now it's still PS1, PS2. Like all these new like things, like the new Xbox, and I did have an Xbox 360 at one point, but I've always preferred PlayStation over Xbox. I love the PlayStation 2, I love the PlayStation 1 games, I don't care how old they are, I love them. Did have an N64 at one point, I didn't play that much though. But I probably would like to have a PS4, because there are some games on there that I would play. My most recent console is my DS, 3DS. I love that, and I love the games that are on there too. But yeah, I haven't actively played games for a long time, like sat on controllers and consoles and stuff. So I'm really out of date when it comes to them. So would I make a gaming channel? Probably not. If I did, it would just, you guys would just see old games on there. Maybe like Spyro, because that's one of my favourite games. I still love it now. Maybe like the old Tomb Raider games. Love those as well. So it'd probably just be that. I don't know, it might be funny because I can talk for ages, so it'd probably be hilarious, but I don't know if there's really a need for making a gaming channel. Half Dead Rider says, well done. That is what I would do. Q&A at 1k. And then he said, right, question. Is there too many of us motovloggers? Is it worth the time and effort? That's an interesting question. There are so many motovloggers, it's mad. But I feel like